buy that retail row? Really?
If you look at an SCP that's like, I don't know, SCP-173 or 096, you're gonna think, oh hey, that's kind of spooky, but I'm not gonna legit get scared by it. But if you look at an SCP like the Slow Burning Sloth Y or SCP-4999, it might be a little bit spooked.
SCPs give me SCPs give me goosebumps sometimes, but.
Oh, or if you knew about the Red Fatal Point, SCP-3026.
I'm going to Rainbow.
Or SCP-106, the one that can walk through walls and kills young people.
Have you heard of SCP-3100.2?
You know, there's 5,698 SCPs.
That's a pretty specific number.
No, it is, because I checked it yesterday. That's like 20 bucks.
Yeah, SCP for Gary's mod, it's supposed to be super fun.
You know most of the mods for Gary's mod cost money, right?
Yeah, but what do you think? They're gonna be $20 or something?
So you're gonna spend $15 so you can mess with a bunch of random SCPs.
What? No, it's like an actual mode. It's like an actual server.
You know there's games based on that are free, right? There's the SCP Staircase game. All of the SCP Containment Breach games are free, by the way. SCP Staircase game.
But in this one you have a chance to be an SCP, a D-boy.
Yeah. That's an SCP game that's on Steam. Legit. Every single SCP game is free because they can't charge money for something that's not officially theirs.
SCP really isn't an actual game company, is it?
No. Every single game that they've made has been a remake by some just fan.
It's not gonna take like the...
Also, I'm not worried about downloading an SCP game on my console, or on my computer, because I have Dreams, and Dreams has like 12 SCP games already. Some of them are legit probably going to be their own game franchise if they can ever get past Dreams.
Gonna waste one of these grapplers. You happy? Are you mad? Well, I'm not gonna be able to get your things.
Venom.
unless I just say blink and I'm SCP-172.
Do you know exactly how SCP-173 kills people?
They snap their neck?
Snap the neck at the base of, they have to look away for more than, I think, 0.5 seconds, and he snaps their neck at the base of their neck only. He can't snap any higher or else it won't be fatal. There's already like 12.8 VR games. What are you talking about? On GameCube, there's this website called like GameCube where they make fan games, and since they couldn't get the actual game on Steam, they just made VR games and they put them on GameCube. Of course, they're not on PlayStation. No, not on the GameCube. They call it the GameCube website because it's just a bunch of fan-made
Once we
games
download
and
the
stuff.
SCP thing, I think we're gonna be screaming a lot.
I'm pretty immune to scary things. Most of the SCPs. No, you have not. No, you have not. No, you have not.
No, I didn't even have a shotgun. Whoa.
There's probably a lot of SCPs that exist that you look at them and you're all like, hey, that's not too scary. But you don't understand like the real like scary part about them. You like the hazel eyes? The hazel eyes? You know SCP-1048, the Build-A-Bear?
Oh, I know that one. That
God.
one's creepy.
You know the traumatizing story behind it? You know the traumatizing story behind it?
At night, it likes to build a bear people with their limbs.
No,
or
that's
something
different
like
one.
that.
That's a different one. That's a different one. You're thinking about the nice one who builds body parts out of string that replaces body parts. This is actually very nice. You're thinking of a different one.
No, the one where he chopped off his ear.
Oh, no, he didn't chop off people's ears. He anomalously produced ears, and he made an SCP that literally kills people by ear growths. And he also made an SCP that's a robot that will kill anybody instantly. He also made an SCP out of an unborn baby. He made an SCP out of, what was it? I forgot what it was called, but something else. It was pretty disturbing. And he ended up killing a girl's mother, and there's an entire story about it.
Since you're going to be here,
there's an entire story about the SCP killing a girl's mother and killing a girl's brother and killing a girl's father, and then pretending that it's going to protect her only to kill her too.
Not yet.
Well, I know.
Yeah.
Oh,
there's
yeah,
also the slow burning sloth, which I think is the
Friday.
most traumatizing whenever I first heard about it. I know it sounds stupid, it's literally called the slow burning sloth. I mean, come on, what is that gonna do? It's an SCP that the second that you see it, it takes over your mind and controls everything that you do. And you see it in the corner of your eye and you're conscious for everything that it does for you. And while you're trying to sleep, it doesn't let you sleep, it keeps your eyes open and it screams at you the entire night.
Oh my. It's like,
no, it's not like that.
Like,
it screams in anomalous voices that sound like lost family members and children.
Finally, I can go to sleep.
Oh, hello, demonic rage. I accidentally invited you. You don't have to stay in the party.
It's like, I'm gonna go to sleep.
No, it's more like I'm gonna go to sleep. Alright, nightmares.
Destroyed 100 hedges and holly hedges.
And everybody who said to have had it said that they wanted like, what was it? I completely oh yeah, they wanted the guy to kill him. I know most of them. What happened to Site 19? Most interesting one yet. The SCP universe doesn't even have like a legit storyline. It has no canonicity, so you can make something up and people can believe it, or they can't, or they don't have to believe it. There's no canonicity. The only thing that's canon is that SCP-001 exists.
What's that?
Who created them? Fans. Every single SCP was created by a fan, except for 001 and 173.
What are those?
Some of the beginner ones.
No, what are those?
001 were created by the people who established the site, the website, and 173 is the original, the Peanut. The Peanut. SCP-173 is
if any of them are actually real. In real life.
There's a lot of people who connect SCPs to real life events, and it makes it seem like those SCPs might be real, but most SCPs aren't real except for like SCPs that are literally based off of real things. Like there's literally an SCP that's lightning. It's literally just lightning. Yeah, I know. So they base an SCP off of something that already exists.
Haha, 100 already.
There's tons of tree SCPs. I don't know.
What does it do?
You're gonna have to be really
It
creative.
injects its roots into your body.
Okay.
Build-A-Bear.
SCPs that create other SCPs. The entirety of the Ouroboros cycle. Do you want me to explain it to you?
Wait, is there any story behind where
a YouTube video
where it all
explaining it
ever
that's 3
began?
hour long. What? What'd you say?
Is there anything that like is there a story behind how it ever all began?
Two. There's two SCP. There's two proposals for how it all began. One called the factory, and one that's called the database. Oh, no. The factory was a factory that a normal human ran at first, and then he used a bunch of satanic rituals to amplify his body, and then he used those satanic rituals to make it to where he could make anomalous creations, such as 173 and other stuff like that. The foundation was made to stop these things that he was making, and in response, he created an army that tried to kill him. And so they killed him, but he was still alive because he exists within the existence of nothing. So essentially he's immortal. And he whispered to all of them through ways unknown after he was killed that as long as the factory kept going, that the world wouldn't come to an end. And the other one is a database, which is literally just that a portal existed one day, and a bunch of papers fell through it that created the SCP Foundation and all of the SCPs.
Secure contained, yeah. That's literally like one of the most iconic sayings. That's like one of the most famous quotes.
There's also an SCP that I think is pretty interesting, and it's part of the Ouroboros cycle. Apparently this guy named, like, Calvin Klein or something, what he did was he was working on a research that would help him.
What's the most important SCP that's told us most about what happened to know that gave us the most information?
It really depends on what kind of information you're looking for. The Ouroboros cycle tells you how the Foundation still exists. The SCP-5000 explains that there might have been parallel universes that have been our universe, which means that our universe could have reset. There's also the Syncope Symphony, which explains that the world might have ended up to 20 times, and then the SCP Foundation recreated the world. There's also a bunch of SCPs that explain, like, how existence came to be.
Wait a second, this is actually an interesting question. How many times has there been a, what's it called? A breakout, what's it called? Where they escape containment.
Multiple times. Depends on what your definition of escape is. The most major one is called What Happened to Site-19, and it is very, very interesting. It is a very long story, and it has to do with a lot of deadly SCPs escaping containment, and a lot of mimetic SCPs.
Oh, I tagged
that shouldn't
them.
exist, but exist within the
Give me those
existence of
toes!
non-existence.
Give me those toes! Give me those toes!
You just asked me a question and I answered it. I don't know if there's any other question. I mean, do you want me to explain what I think is the most interesting one, or what?
Isn't it the one where that one whole SCP sites get taken over?
It used to be that, and then I found out about the Ouroboros cycle. Now, there was this one that I used to like, and it was called What Happened to Site 19. And it was essentially, I'm just gonna say, parallel universes collided into each other, creating a building that made mimetic kill agents, which means that if you look at it, acknowledge existence.
What caused that?
What caused it?
Hey! Oh my! I thought you hit me! I don't know why I thought
what was
that!
it again? It was... Essentially, they ignored a bunch of SCPs that could have been fatally deadly, and one of them...
Oh, he's wrecked!
And one of them ended up causing all the other SCPs to become...
Push.
Essentially too strong, including the leech child, which is like the main problem of Site 19. The original story of the leech child is pretty disturbing, but I'm not gonna get into it. Okay, so a child one day is like a baby.
He just said, I'm not gonna get into it. Okay, so...
What you were telling me to tell you, and I'm just gonna tell you. I'm warning you though.
Okay.
There was a toddler one time who was watched over by his parents, and essentially, they looked away for like 20 minutes, and he escaped into a pond where he was eaten alive by leeches. And then he came back to life as a leech child. He looked the same, except his face was terribly distorted and he had very sharp teeth. If anything got near him, he would run up to it and bite it until its life force was sucked out of it. And so what they did was they essentially killed it, but not really. And, since they killed it, they kind of made it too strong. Its years of pain of existence caused it to hate everything. And another SCP in another parallel universe that doesn't exist in this universe, but exists in a parallel universe, causes pattern screamers. Pattern screamers essentially were things that came before the existence of existence, and they
It's a they?
But not
That's
really.
Interesting.
They stopped existing. Some of them are peaceful, and a group of them actually took over pandas.
Here, wait, quick question. Quick question. What % of all of the SCPs are they?
They? Like multiple versions of them?
Multiple versions or just several of them?
I'd say about maybe 40%.
Oh, one of them fell out!
And pattern screamers is the pattern screamers.
Why didn't he just use
travel
his
through dimensions,
crash pad?
And pattern screamers actually ended up in another story. They can alter time to where they existed in an entire universe forever. And they went into our universe and they said, I've been here forever. And everybody was all like, okay, sure, we'll just believe that. And so then they took over Leech Boy and they made him too strong.
They be?
And to God, no, like legit, they altered the existence of humanity to where everybody thought that they existed for all eternity.
Sure.
And essentially what they did was they made it to the pattern screamers made a bunch of other SCPs that were mimetic kill agents. Very, 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 very dangerous.
No, that's not a good idea. That's not a good idea.
If they ever escaped it,
we don't want to get in another duo because there's already a duo over there.
And they essentially made a bunch of other SCPs that could have been, if they existed in our universe, they could have ended the world 2 times over and then recreated it and then ended it again, if they had wanted to.
Why do lots of SCPs recreate the world?
There has not been that many SCPs that recreate the world. There has been a lot of SCPs that have destroyed the world. Why did they recreate the world? So the reason that they recreated the world was number one because they couldn't handle the idea that their existence was no longer needed. Essentially, they couldn't bear the fact. They couldn't bear the fact that humans were gone and they had nothing that could worship them. Essentially, and so the.
Don't stop me now.
Essentially, the Pattern Screamers made a bunch of SCPs that could
Are you
destroy and
freaking
recreate the universe
serious?
an infinite number of times if they ever escaped Site 19.
You're freaking serious.
And they ended up... Why would they destroy it? Because they despised humanity.
Oh my god! What the heck? Again, two squads.
No, they
squads.
could recreate it, and they could destroy it. Oh, hey, DPL, I forgot I invited you. Yeah, he left.
Don't stop me now. Don't stop me now. Why? Yeah.